For everyone watching this video, I would like to say that sexual abuse is no joke. Be it a normal human being or a superhero with limitless powers, there is a possibility that everyone can have their share of horrible tales to tell. In the world of comic books, it might seem complicated to imagine that, with their powerful combat skills and deadly superpowers, the superheroes go through sexual abuse or harassment. Still, there have been many examples in the books that might put you in a dilemma. For instance, Shadow slept with Green Arrow and conceived a child without his consent while he was injured during a fight. Similarly, Black Canary was kidnapped, tortured, and assaulted during the GA run by Mike Grell, or even Batman himself getting drugged by Talia to have sexual intercourse with her are some prime examples of how it can happen to anyone in any given circumstance. Though it is a disturbing tale, the comics never try to acknowledge it as sexual violence and instead celebrate these acts. Today, in this video, we will talk about one such incident from Wildstorm Productions' most powerful superhero, Mr. Majestic, who often is portrayed as a counterpart to Superman due to his powers, and his sexual abuse by one of her ex, Nemesis or Lady Caris, who repeatedly violated him while he was unconscious. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is this doppelganger of Superman? It is widely known that Superman is one of the most powerful superheroes in the comics. His superhuman strength, durability, flight, speed, heat vision, and more are the reasons he is pretty hard to defeat in a fight, thus making him one of the most muscular superheroes in the DC comics. Though over time, we have witnessed few other superheroes come up with similar powers to Superman, like Omni-Man, Blue Marvel, Homelander, and Samaritan, or DC's own Shazam. They have yet to possess the power the iconic superhero possesses. But if there is any superhero who can stand against the last son of Krypton in combat and have a possibility to defeat him, it is definitely the Karen warrior, Mr. Majestic. Origin of Mr. Majestic. Much like other powerful beings known for showing some similarity to Superman, Mr. Majestic was also created by the same creators, Jim Lee and H.K. Kroger of the Wildcats comics in 1994. According to Lee, he thought of his new creation as a competition to DC's iconic Superman. Soon, however, it was noticed that Superman, who showed great morals and integrity, Mr. Majestic wasn't too keen on following such rules and often showcased his full power to demonstrate his unlimited warrior skills to win a fight. However, the reason might be his upbringing on a different planet, where he was trained by the Cherubim clan of warriors, unlike Superman, who learned everything on his own on Earth and followed the moral compass of his adopted parents, Martha and John. Though he may be an authoritarian, cold and cruel alien with similarities to Homelander, Mr. Majestic is a hero in his own right. Unlike Homelander, he isn't blinded by his powers. He helps people and saves them from danger, but his way of doing that differs from any earthly being. As Superman inspired him, he possessed almost every power the son of Krypton possessed, starting from super strength, speed, flight, invulnerability, energy projection, healing, and even telekinesis and telepathy, which Superman doesn't have. Being one of the greatest warlords of the Cherubim clan, he is also a master swordsman capable of hand-to-hand combat. In short, he is just a godly being with immense power, making Superman acknowledge that he's more powerful than him in the 2023 crossover in the Wildcats issue 5. However, it was not the first time there had been a crossover between these two powerful superheroes. One was in 2005, when Mr. Majestic landed on New Earth's metropolis with Damonite technology and found a way back home with the help of Superman and Eradicator. During his stint on Earth, he took the alias of Jim Caris and lived on Earth for some time until he found a way back home. Nemesis Caris. There have been a number of characters in the DC Comics who have taken the alias of Nemesis in the past, including villain Tom Tresser, superheroine Sose Micros, and another god of Olympus. But in this video, we are talking about the cherubim assassin Lady Caris from the Wildstorm universe, who sexually assaulted the mighty Mr. Majestic, though Caris's birth is relatively unknown. She was born to a salesperson named Adrastia on the planet Kara. However, due to social discrimination, she was trained in an underground organization far from the reach of civilization. There, she learned to be a master swordswoman and a warrior, and inherited the ability of psychic powers from her ancestors. She first encountered Mr. Majestic while trying to steal his sword so she could sell it. After Majestic caught her, they soon started a love affair and became lovers. Her association with Majestic also helped her to get training from a powerful organization called Coda, which enabled her to shape herself into an assassin later in the comics. Even though Majestic and Caris tried their best to hide their relationship due to caste discrimination, the court learned about their affair and they were separated so that Majestic could marry another highborn girl named Zealot to unite their great planets. What a heartbreaking, tragic tale of love. Well, wait till she comes back and takes matters into her own hands. Assault of Majestic, the Protectorate, Part 1. Now, let's discuss how a super powerful and immortal superhero, Mr. Majestic, had to go through such a vile act and how the culprit managed to do so with him. Well, in the World's End saga of Wildcats Comics issue number 23, the comics kick off with the team trying to rebuild Earth from the destruction caused by supervillain Red Blade and his army after they were defeated by all the superheroes of the Wildcats universe coming together to save the planet from getting destroyed. In this Avenger Endgame equivalent saga, where, as you all know, all the superheroes of Earth 616 fought together to kill Thanos, the superheroes from Wildcats universe managed to save the Earth. Still, they also lost a few superheroes who either died, got injured, or even vanished under some mysterious circumstances. While every superhero is busy recovering from the horror of the war and trying to reshape themselves and the society from the aftermath of the destructions, we get to see Nemesis enjoying herself with an unconscious and immobile Mr. Majestic, who she kidnapped from the war after he was stabbed using a mystical alien blade that is powerful enough to cut through anything, even the mighty Mr. Majestic. Even though Majestic himself is a skilled swordsman, he was stabbed in his neck by some anonymous person from behind, which paralyzed him for an eternity. This gave Nemesis Caris a chance to reunite with her long-lost lover, who left her to fulfill his duty as the ruler of his planet Kara. However, their secret relationship was also a result of a social discrimination between their castes. Majestic came from the ruler clans of Kara, and Caris came from the untouchable clan of Adrastia. Even though they were in love, they had to separate for the future of their planet. However, the cruel politicians, discovering their union, which would have ruined Majestic's reputation as the savior of the clan, another possibility might be why they might have broken up. But after decades, Caris kidnapping an immobile, paralyzed Majestic to have sex with her is just downright disappointing. After kidnapping him, she kept him in his hideout and repeatedly tried to have sexual intercourse with him without his consent, which is not something that we expect from a comic book. Though this kind of incident is not new to the world of comic books, there have been many examples throughout different comic books where either male or female counterparts have sexually violated the characters. But in most of these cases, they are primarily antagonists who try to take revenge on the other person by doing so. But with Caris' story arc is just twisted from a different perspective. Here, she is not a stranger or villain trying to take revenge on Majestic. Once his lover and closest ally, her acts show how twisted her brain really is. To conceive a baby with her former lover, she's been continuously having coitus with the catatonic Mr. Majestic, which she knows is impossible due to their cherubim differences. But she isn't afraid of doing this for an eternity till she gets pregnant from Arax. but she is forgetting that she is trying to imprison the most powerful superhero in the universe, who, unlike Superman, isn't known for his calm and composed nature. He is a violent person and never shies away from taking his revenge. If he ever wakes up from his unconsciousness, she won't be able to stop him from killing her. But there is a possibility that, like as always, she might get away from him due to their past relationship. But later, this particular scene was referenced in Mr. Majestic comics, where he is disappointed by Caris's actions. Though he is immobile, his brain doesn't want this reunion between them. He wishes to have a different get-together with his former lover, where they could have done things differently with their consent. Romanticizing sexual violence. It is a hard-hitting truth that modern entertainment medium loves to portray sexual tension between their lead characters in comic books, novels, films, and TV shows. But sometimes they also try to showcase sexual violation in their story to build a different story arc, or to showcase the growth or downfall of those characters, upon which the future arc of the character depends. For example, the sexual assault of Sue Dibney, wife of Ralph Dibney, Tarantula forcing herself on an unconscious Nightwing, and Silk Spectre of Watchmen getting violated by the comedian are some great story arcs that changed their storyline for good. But still, in most of these comics, male sexual assault is never taken seriously and is often depicted as a plot device for exploitative content. As we know, comic books have always been a boys' club. These exploitive scenes of sexual acts sometimes act as a fantasy element for the viewers, which in reality does not turn out like the comic books. Marvelous verdict. Listen, we can't ignore the fact that the sensualized sexual content in comics is fun, but romanticizing sexual harassment isn't fun to either watch or read. Of course, this content drives huge sales and media attention, but we have to understand that most of the readers of these comic books are young adults who love spending their precious time hiding their faces behind these comic books for the sake of entertainment. The consequences of a sexual assault should always be portrayed in such a way that their effects should encourage critical engagement and discussion among the readers, and not act as a fantasy element for them and help us shift the industry and society towards a more responsible society. So, how was today's video? Let us know your thoughts in the comment box below. And if you like our video, please like and subscribe to our channel to watch more exciting content on our channel. To get updates, don't forget to turn on the notification button. Stay safe out there and have a good one, folks.